Mitchell Hooper, the most dominant competitor in strongman right now. Having won the last 3 Arnold Strongman Classics in a row, he is without a doubt the man to beat. Now, although Mitchell has been completely dominant throughout his strongman competitions, he is still yet to achieve deadlift dominance. The current goal for the best deadlifters in the world right now is 505 kilograms. That is 1,111 pounds. However, none of them have yet succeeded. Now, I'm a firm believer that Thor can and will deadlift 505 kilograms, perhaps even more. However, Hooper's progress with his deadlift has not gone unnoticed, and there is a real chance that he too could pull 505 kilograms. The real question is, who will do it first? In this video, we're going to take a look at Mitchell's performance from last year's Giants Live Strongman World Deadlift Championship, as well as his heaviest deadlift from the recent Rogue Invitational Classic deadlift event, to see if he is really a threat to Thor and the title of the Deadlift King. Before we get started, a little about me. If you're new here, I held the all-time Australian total record in powerlifting in the 140 kilogram or 308 pound weight class, with a total of 1,050 kilograms, that's 2,314 pounds, from 2020 until 2022, as well as having over a decade of coaching and competitive experience at the highest level. Now, we're going to get started. Enjoy. Alright, now this is the 2024 World Deadlift Championships. Mitchell's opening attempt of 400 kilograms, 881 pounds. And this for Mitchell is a literal warm-up. That is a piece of piss. Now, Mitch isn't one of the biggest strongman competitors, but he is dominant in the sport and has a massive deadlift. Now, if you look at Mitchell's stance, what do you notice? It's quite narrow. He is making the most of his leverages and his size by using an excellent technique. 454 kilograms, 1,000 pounds, second attempt. Narrow stance, nice and compact, arms are going straight down. That is a beautiful deadlift. Now, he has an incredible technique and he is very strong. Now, as I always say, technique is important and so is getting stronger. Put those two things together, you're going to be a beast, right? Now, Mitchell is exactly that. Now, what makes him dominant in strongman? Well, he doesn't have the size, he doesn't have the weight, or necessarily the height that some of those competitors have, or the experience. What Mitchell has is what I like to call, he has that dog in him. That man works so hard in competition. He's extremely smart with his training, and I don't really see him pushed to failure often in training. He doesn't go to crazy limits, but when he steps onto the competition field, right, he's a different man. I've seen that dude carry a 1,000-pound yoke like he was sprinting. There is so much intensity and desire for greatness, and I believe that's what sets him apart. Now, transfer that to the deadlift, right? He's been creeping up over the last couple of years, and looking at his deadlifts, I do believe he's a real threat of pulling 505 kilograms. There's been a lot of talk about it. Mitchell's spoken about it, Thor's spoken about it. There's even other athletes that have attempted it. Although, in my heart, I think that it's between Thor and Mitchell. I do believe they're both capable. Who's going to get it first? That's the question. We're going to have a look at his next attempt now, and I'll keep speaking on his deadlift because there's definitely things that you should be looking to replicate with your deadlift if that's your goal, because Mitchell is doing some great things and the results speak for themselves. 470 kilogram third attempt. Again, pay attention to his arm position, right? And relative to his shoulders. His arms are pretty much going straight down from his shoulders. Okay, so that's excellent leverage. His feet come just inside that. It allows him to utilize his quadriceps really well, gets a great position with his chest, and he has a strong upper back to keep that position. Look at that leverage. Deadlifts is about strength and it's about leverage. And he just smoked 470 kilograms with excellent technique. It's not breaking down, he's not hitching. That's a lovely deadlift. Now, this is his one and only attempt at 505. I genuinely don't think he was ready for this then. I think he will admit that, but it was a good day and there was no real risk at having a crack. Now, I was surprised how close he got. It got to around his knees, if I'm not wrong. We'll have a look. But again, technique, lovely. That is beautiful technique. That is a great position to start your deadlift from. He uses a dynamic start, meaning he rolls that bar back into him and pushes. See the quadriceps pushing like a leg press. He got it to just below his knees. Just below his knees. One thing I will say, it didn't look like it was slowing down. I think what happened is it pulled him forward. Once that sort of weight gets out of line, gets you out of position, absolutely no chance of saving it. But it came off the floor convincingly. If he can get that past his knees, he may be able to muscle that up. But keep in mind, I don't think he was actually training, for the 505 kilogram deadlift at that point. But watching that, he's definitely not far off it. That was around 6 months ago, I believe, 7 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. Give him another few months, 4 or 5 months of, actively working towards hitting 505. I really don't see him missing it. Now, with Thor, again, put him back in a suit on a deadlift bar. I don't see him missing 505 either. In my heart of hearts, I believe if there is a deadlift shootout, if Mitchell hits 505 first and Thor's attempt is after that, I see Thor maybe jumping 2.5 to 5 kilograms and trying to go to 507 or 510. I don't see him trying to match it, but I also see a large possibility that he will be able to deadlift more than 505. I think that Thor is the only one on the planet capable of more than 505, but I do think Mitchell is capable of 505. But now we're going to take a look at Mitchell's deadlifts from the Rogue Classic Invitational just last week. We're going to see how strong he is right now, because keep in mind this was raw, no suit, on an elephant bar, and he was very impressive. So we're going to have a look at that quickly now. Make sure you like this video, make sure you drop a comment, let me know if you're enjoying it so far, let me know what you want me to look at next, and of course subscribe to your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength. Let's roll. So this is just his final attempt. Now, there was definitely more in the tank on the day, I'll say that. He was definitely capable of more than this. This is raw, so it's different to when they could, participate at Giants Live in the World Deadlift Championship. They're allowed to use a suit there. Now, this is just under 1,000 pounds. This is about 445 kilograms. So 991 pounds, 445 kilograms. And let me just say, it moved convincingly. It moved convincingly. Let's see it, big dog. Again, lovely technique. Knees are slightly out. There definitely is another 30 to 40 pounds raw on that day, meaning that he could have deadlifted, I believe, 465, 470 kilograms raw. Put a suit on, some designated training towards the suit and the deadlift bar, the man's going to pull 505. He seems to do what he sets his mind to, and I appreciate that. He has a lot of determination, a lot of focus. He's very talented, but he obviously works really hard as well. As I said, he's not the biggest strongman competitor. Compared to a lot of the field, he's one of the smaller guys. But his intensity, that dog that he's got in there, and that work ethic, and of course these smart training principles that he applies to his own training, has helped him to be one of the most successful strongmen of all time. And he's only early in his career. If he can keep this going for 2 or 3 more years, it's going to be hard to say that he isn't the best of all time. There's still a lot that can go on between now and then. He's had a fairly good run with injuries, and we know that injuries tend to slow people down when it does happen, but as I said, he is smart and he has a very intelligent approach to training. And with that in mind, I do believe that he can keep going for quite some time. He's got plenty of years left ahead of him. So it's definitely exciting. Maybe he's going to be the one that really pushes the limits over the next 10 years. Will there be other guys coming through that can match that with him? We'll have to wait and see, because he was kind of unassuming when he came into strongman. He wasn't the most physically imposing, and we normally relate, the best strongman with massive humans like Thor, Eddie Hall. And he just didn't have that same stature physically, but he's, producing performances to match the best in the world and even beat them. So it is what it is. But I do hope you enjoyed this. I genuinely believe that he will deadlift 505 in the near future, in the next 3 to 6 months. Make sure you let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree. Is there anyone else that's going to be pulling 505? And when I say that, I mean conventional. We aren't talking sumo here. No offense to you personally. But yes, he will definitely pull 505, so you let me know. And of course, when you do that, make sure you've subscribed to the channel, because I'm going to be pumping out all the content I can. I appreciate your support, and until next time, you know what to do, baby. Go to the fucking gym. Let's go.